For the next 100 days, I'm gonna be a werewolf in Minecraft. Can I defeat hordes of bloodthirsty vampires and become the alpha werewolf, all while avoiding being caught by my monster hunter best friend? You'll have to watch till the end to find out. On day 1, I spawned in as a human and was instantly attacked by a ton of werewolves. Hey, not fair, guys! I tried to fight back, but there were too many of them. They overpowered and killed me. Just as I thought it was over, I was resurrected by a totem of the wolf, transforming me into a werewolf. Wow, I feel powerful and hungry. I want flesh. Overwhelmed by hunger, I located a nearby village and began to attack the residents. As a werewolf, I had fast attacks and did lots of damage. The villagers didn't stand a chance. We need a monster hunter, help!
Did someone say monster hunter?
Suddenly, a hunter jumped into the fray and began to shoot at me with his crossbow. He was too powerful. I had to run away and hide.
Run while you can, beast. I vow to kill you for what you have done.
Who is that guy? On day 2, I woke up in a cave as a human again. I felt weaker and only had 10 hearts. This stinks. How do I become a werewolf again? I was frustrated, but I knew that I would need to prepare to survive. I decided to go chop down some trees and use the wood I collected to make a crafting bench and wooden tools. After crafting, I went mining for cobblestone and upgraded to stone tools. Not a bad start, but now I'm hungry. I decided to go searching for food and found a herd of cows and sheep. I killed them and ate some of their meat. On my way back, I spotted the monster hunter from last night. Oh, please don't see me, please don't see me, please don't see me.
Hey, you over there. Was doing some hunting and spotted you from a distance. I don't think we've met. I'm Altis.
Hi. I'm Max.
Why so nervous? Look, we monster hunters are just like you normal people.
Yeah, I'm a fellow monster hunter. Why did I just say that?
Wait, you're a hunter too? We should team up.
Sure, I'd love to. Why did I just say that? From that day on, I guess we were companions. I'll call you Altis.
What else would you call me?
On day 3, I split up with Altis since night was approaching. Once the moon was high, I transformed into a werewolf. Oh, that feels good. I decided to build a secret underground home away from sunlight. I started by carving out a decently large structure and built a furnace room. Perfect. I can use this if I ever need to avoid Altis. After all my building, I was hungry again. I decided to go hunting. I killed tons of pigs, sheep, and cows. Yeah, I love this! While feasting, I heard the cry of a villager. Perfect. More prey. I investigated the source of the noise and found a vampire with a villager.
Finally, the spread of the vampiric curse has begun. Soon we won't have to live in the shadows anymore.
Even as a werewolf, I could sense he was much more powerful than me. I ran back to my base and hid for the night. On days 4 through 7, I met up with Altis again.
It's time we build a base where we can plan out our monster hunts.
Perfect. We began to build a cabin together using oak logs and planks.
This is a good start. Those werewolves don't stand a chance.
After building, I decided to craft a bed to blend in with Altis more. If he ever figures out my secret, I'm dead. After working with Altis, I went mining and found iron as well as coal. Thank goodness it's not silver. With my new materials in hand, I began to return back to the base when I heard laughter in the distance. I went to investigate and found another vampire.
Perfect. More prey.
He irritated me, and the anger consumed me. Stay away from me! Suddenly, I transformed into a werewolf. Whoa, maybe I can control my form. Now that we are on an equal playing field, I decided to duke it out. I lunged at him with my powerful claws, but he was quick too. It was tough, but after landing a few good hits, I managed to take him down. Upon his death, he dropped a map called Hunting Grounds, as well as his scythe. I'll have to check this out soon. On days 8 through 11, I built a garden at the Hunter's Lodge. I may have been a carnivore, but I had to try to blend in with the humans. I finished up the garden when suddenly I spotted a sheep in the distance. Oh, you look delicious. I felt a sharp pain and transformed into a werewolf. The sun stank, so I rushed inside to shelter. Ooh, thank goodness Altis isn't around.
Max, where are you?
Just 1 second.
I wanted to talk to you. I'm coming in.
Just hold off 1 second. Come on, transform back.
Dude, we need to talk now. I'm coming in.
Right as he walked in, I transformed back to normal.
What the heck, Max? What's gotten into you?
Sorry. I was trying to surprise you with some food.
That's nice of you, but it'll have to wait. There's been tons of werewolf sightings in the area. Let's go check it out.
I can't. I'm not feeling great.
Bummer. Try to get some rest.
Altus left, but I had a feeling I needed to be there too. Gotta follow him. On days 12 through 15, I did my best to follow close behind Altus. I turned into a werewolf and tracked his scent, leading me to Altus fighting a pack of werewolves. It was obvious he wouldn't last much longer. Should I help Altus or help the werewolves? I wasn't sure why, but I chose Altus over my own kind. I jumped into battle and attacked another werewolf. The fight was fierce. Both of us had incredible strength and agility.
Betrayer!
Sorry! I continued to fight by Altus' side until we finally managed to defeat the whole group. As the dust settled, Altus pointed his crossbow at me but hesitated.
Who are you?
I took my chance and ran away as fast as I could.
Wait!
As I rushed to a nearby cave, I left Altus alone and confused. I hid there for the rest of the night until I returned to normal in the morning. On days 16 through 20, I went mining in a cave and found iron and coal. I used it to make an iron pickaxe and then quickly found diamond. Sweet! With my new loot, I transformed into a werewolf and decided to head back home and store it in a safe spot. During my travels, I passed through a swamp. This place is so mucky. Suddenly, a green ogre started to yell at me.
I thought I told ye fairy tale creatures to stay out of my swamp.
Fairy tale creatures? Who are you?
I'm Shrek, and this is my swamp. You better get rid of them, or else I'm gonna have to eat you.
I wasn't left with much of a choice and started to look for all the fairy tale creatures in the nearby area. I first found a group of dandelion ears and took them out with ease. Achoo! Next, I went after some grottles, but they just kind of ran away. And stay out! Lastly, I went after some lanterns, which were easy once I got my hands on them. Ah, my eyes! With my mission complete, I returned to the ogre to tell him the good news.
Thank you. Take this.
He handed me a weird cucumber. Thanks?
You can also have a donkey if you want.
I'm good. I quickly left the swamp and headed back home. On the way, I also gathered some more wood in case Altus asked where I had been. On days 21 through 24, I returned to the Hunter's Lodge to find Altus somewhat shocked. Hey, how was the mission?
You're not gonna believe this, but a werewolf saved my life.
Huh, that's weird. Anyway, want to expand the base?
Yeah, let's do it.
Using the wood I gathered, we expanded the base further, adding a whole extra room. Once it was built, I crafted some chests and placed them all around. Not too bad.
I'm gonna get some rest. I had a long night.
Feel better, man.
Thanks.
After Altus went to bed, I began to feel hungry. Better hurry before nightfall. I left to go hunt for some food, but while I was out, the moon rose, transforming me back into a werewolf. As a werewolf, hunting was a lot easier. I headed out and started to take down some cows, sheep, and pigs. That hit the spot. Suddenly, I was ambushed by a group of werewolves. What do you want with me? I tried my best to fight them off, but they were much stronger than the ones from a few days before. I was overwhelmed and went unconscious. When I came to, I was in a den surrounded by werewolves. Before me was the alpha werewolf.
You're here to answer my questions, pup. Why have you attacked your own kind?
I'm not too sure myself, but I think I did it because that human is my friend.
Protecting a human, I see. I used to have a human friend.
What happened to him?
I killed him roughly 1,000 years ago.
Oh.
The human may live for now, but if he continues to hunt our kind, he will perish.
Before I could respond, I was knocked out again. On days 25 through 27, I woke up in the middle of the woods as a human. It's dangerous out here. I gotta be careful with who I mess with. Suddenly, a little old grandma came up to me.
Hello there. Do you need some help?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
I made cookies. Follow me.
I reluctantly followed her home. Once we arrived, she gave me some freshly baked cookies. These are delicious! I want more!
If you can find the ingredients on this list, I'd be happy to make you more. Try to be quick, though. My dear sweet granddaughter is coming over soon.
I went off in search of the ingredients. First, I found some wheat in a nearby village. Finders keepers! Next, I found some cocoa beans in a jungle biome. Can werewolves eat chocolate? With the ingredients in hand, I began to head back to Grandma's house, but on the way, nightfall struck. I transformed back into a werewolf, but now I was hungry for something different. When I arrived, the grandma was waiting for me inside.
My goodness, you've grown.
I gobbled her up before she could say another word. And now that's what I call dessert. As I finished my meal, I heard knocking at the door.
Grandma, I'm home.
Uh-oh. I quickly left through the window.
Grandma, wait! I brought cake!
On days 28 through 32, I wanted to return home, but I couldn't see Altus like this. Come on, Max, focus. Human. I thought hard, but I wasn't able to transform. Maybe if anger turns me into a werewolf, being calm will turn me back? I changed my strategy and began thinking of things that were soothing. Sunsets, pretty beaches, cute puppies. Suddenly, I transformed back into my human form. Awesome! I headed back to the base with a full belly. Altus must be worried by now. However, when I returned, the base was being attacked by vampire pigs. I quickly pulled out my sword and began to fight. My inexperience with weapons showed, but I tried to remember how Altus handled his. After a long battle, I managed to defeat most of the vampire pigs, but unfortunately, 2 managed to escape. I quickly went inside to find Altus injured.
Max, you're okay. Here, take this.
Altus gave me a crossbow. Wow, thanks so much. And here, eat this. Altus ate the food and healed his wounds, but the battle left me uneasy. I decided to reinforce the base in case more vampire pigs were to come. I started by going mining for tons of cobblestone. After mining, I went to a jungle biome where I gathered a ton of bamboo. With my new materials, I went home and crafted the bamboo I collected into bamboo spikes. I then crafted and built a perimeter around the base, placing the spikes on top of it. Those pigs will think twice before coming here next time. On days 33 through 37, I decided to investigate the hunting grounds map I had gotten. Before I left, I checked on Altus to see how he was feeling.
Much better, thanks to you.
That's a relief. I got some business to take care of, so I'm heading out.
All right, be careful since it's getting dark.
I left and began to make my way towards the map's location. On the way, night fell, and I transformed into a werewolf. This will never get old. I continued to travel until I finally arrived at the hunting grounds. There, I found a bunch of werewolves trapped in a cage. This is horrible! There were vampires everywhere, including the same one I had seen on day 3.
With the power of this werewolf blood, we will be stronger than ever. Not even the most elite monster hunters will stop us.
I was disturbed and angry, but I could sense his power. I waited until the head vampire left. Now's my chance! I jumped in and began to fight off swarms of vampires.
Get back in your cage.
We won't be caged anymore! With my speed and power, I was able to overwhelm the vampire troops and set all the other werewolves free. After liberating my kind, I found a note on the ground. Our next place of attack will be Werewolf Haven. Prepare to trap and drain those wolves for all they have. Arius. I have to warn the Alpha Wolf. On days 38 through 40, I returned to the Alpha Werewolf's den.
Thank you for saving our people from the vampires.
Of course, but that's not all. I told him about the vampires' plans to attack Werewolf Haven.
Those are sacred ground for werewolves. The vampires are asking for war.
I'd be honored to help your cause.
I accept your offer, pup. I will now consider you a member of this pack.
Thank you very much.
We will attack soon, but for now take this mission.
The Alpha Werewolf handed me a map.
This leads to a monster that has been terrorizing a northern village of wolves. Eliminate it.
As you wish. I followed the map right away and gathered some withered roses, and dandelions on the way. I continued forward until finally arriving at the monster's domain.
Oh, another cute little puppy for dinner.
I'm not cute. I'm terrifying. I began to fight, but he outmatched me in size and power. He was able to tear the earth from right under me.
Run home with your tail between your legs.
Never! My rage fueled me and made me stronger. I jumped at the beast and began to attack him vigorously until I finally took him down. Upon his death, he dropped frost breath. Awesome! On days 41 through 44, I began to travel back to the Hunter's Lodge to check on Altus. I also realized that only a small percentage of the people watching were actually subscribed. Change that! Subscribe! On the way there, the sun began to rise, so I returned back to my human form.
Hey, how was your mission?
Great! Those werepires didn't know what hit them.
All right. Max, where do you go every night anyways?
What do you mean? I go monster slaying.
But you don't need to sleep?
Can't sleep while monsters are wreaking havoc. Look, if something was wrong, I'd tell you. I promise.
Well, if you say so.
Anyways, you want to do some building together?
Always do, partner.
We expanded the base with an additional room, making the whole place a lot larger. Inside, we completed it with a map at the center to plan attacks. After I finished my work on the map room, I found out that Altus had built a sheep pen. Uh-oh. I helped Altus gather some wool. Must resist eating them? The sun began to set as we completed our work.
I have a mission to go on tonight. I'll be back in the morning.
Altus left, and I decided to take the opportunity. Dinner time! I gobbled up all the sheep in our new pen. That hit the spot. After my meal, I remembered that my secret base still needed some work. I added an extra room, as well as some furniture to make things prettier in general. That's more like it. As I finished up, I began to think about Altus and the werewolves more. Being in the middle stinks. I just want everyone to get along. At that moment, I got an idea. I decided to start building a statue as a symbol of peace. It's a start. On days 45 through 47, I returned to the Hunter's Lodge as a human.
Max, where did the sheep go?
I left the gate open on accident.
Oh, well that's too bad. I'll have to get more soon. For now, follow me.
I followed Altus. While traveling, I hope he wasn't beginning to suspect what I truly was. After a lot of walking, Altus led me to a village on fire. What happened here?
They were attacked by vampires last night. We're gonna help them rebuild.
Let's do it! I walked around the village, putting out as many fires as I could. After that, I handed out bread to the villagers. Me? I'm a good boy? After a lot of work, Altus and I finished helping the village. I really liked it.
This is why I'm a monster hunter, to help people.
Helping people, huh? I think I might really enjoy helping people. On days 48 through 51, I returned home as nightfall began. I made sure to check in with Altus as usual to avoid suspicion, and then parted ways with him so I could transform. Woohoo! It's nighttime! I decided to do some more exploring and traveled around multiple biomes. All this walking is making me hungry. Suddenly, I spotted 3 little houses occupied by pigs. Score! I knocked on the door of the hay house. Little pig, let me in.
Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin, dude.
Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. I used my frost breath and destroyed the flimsy house of hay. Afterwards, I gobbled up the pig inside. Yummy! I moved on to the next house of sticks, who didn't stand a chance against my frost breath either. And then there was one. The last house was made of bedrock.
How the heck did you even do this? Like I tell you, Fleabag, you're gonna pay for this. Whatever.
I cut my losses and continued onward. On days 52 through 54, I transformed back into a human as daybreak arrived. On my way, I found some sheep to bring back to the base. Gotta throw Altus off my scent. I led them back in the pen and Altus came out to chat.
Thanks, Max. I think I just remembered something though.
What?
You said you left the pen open before, but when I got back home, it was closed.
I realized my mistake and closed it before you got home.
Oh, alright then.
After our discussion, I parted ways with Altus before he could call out more of my bluff. That was close. I decided to go mining some more and found diamond. With it, I made a diamond pickaxe and diamond leggings. I made sure to put the leggings beneath my current clothing. Can't mess up this drip. Ugh, I'm the worst. When I returned to the surface, it was night again, so I decided to continue my work on the statue, using spruce wood instead of wool. I managed to complete the legs. Those are some furry wooden legs. The night was still young, so I also expanded my secret base more while I was at it. First, I added a kitchen with chests and a furnace. Afterwards, I decorated the living room with bookshelves and even the gift from Shrek. That's some good progress. On days 55 through 58, I was exploring the overworld when all of a sudden I heard screaming.
Help me!
Oh no! I need to help them! I started to follow the screams. In that moment, I felt different, like I was becoming a kinder person.
Someone please help me!
I pursued the monster through a thick forest, using my nose to follow their scent. Stop! Never! After a lot of running, I caught up to the monster. I quickly hit them, allowing the person to drop down.
Thank you so much! I owe you.
No fair. That was my prey.
Too bad. She wasn't meant to be your dinner.
You'll pay for making me go hungry.
He charged at me, and our battle began. He started by calling 3 other wolves to his aid. Even in my werewolf form, they were tough competitors. The monster had tons of speed, as well as powerful jaws for biting. Luckily, I had frost breath to stop him in his tracks.
I don't need speed when I have range.
He roared, unleashing his blood breath attack, but I powered through. After a lot of slashing and biting, I managed to slay the beast. Woo! Upon the monster's death, they dropped a map called Meeting Site in the eye of the Alpha Insane Dog. I used it and gained 5 hearts. Awesome, and I'll have to check out this map soon. On days 59 through 61, I met up with Altus.
Hey man, thinking I want to add a section to the lodge for those who lost their homes to monsters. You in?
Of course, partner. We quickly got to work, adding the community center to the right side of our lodge. We built the outside, then added beds on 2 floors. With that, our safe haven was complete. Wow, I really like how this turned out.
You know, Max, you're doing a good thing.
What do you mean?
This line of work isn't for the faint of heart. My brother was a monster hunter, just like us. He was a fearless, skilled warrior, both with a blade and a crossbow. He fought and slayed the toughest of vampires. He even went toe-to-toe with the alpha werewolf and lived to tell the tale.
Where's your brother now?
He had an operation planned, a big one. He tracked down the leader of the largest vampire clan and fought him. The fight was long and painful for both sides. Right before landing the final killing blow, my brother was bit, turning him into an apex vampire.
Wait, what's your brother's name?
My brother's name is Arius, king of the vampires.
On days 62 through 64, I decided to check out the meeting site on the map I had received. I traveled for a while until I happened upon a small castle. Monsters Anonymous? I decided to investigate further inside. There, I found a ton of monsters in a meeting.
Imagine being only known by your creator's name. My name isn't Frankenstein, it's John.
I'm sure you will find friends who respect you for you.
I wish. I try to make friends and it's like I'm not even there.
As I was listening, I was suddenly spotted.
Hey, new guy. Welcome. Tell us your name and what's bothering you.
My name is Max, and my best friend is a monster hunter.
Go!
Gasp!
But he doesn't know I'm a monster.
Gasp!
What should I do?
You're treading on thin ice, man.
Well, hold on. If he's a true friend, he'll understand. Monster or not.
Should I tell him?
You should.
You're right. I'm gonna do it.
You got this, Max?
Yeah, he's a dead man.
On days 65 through 67, I headed back home ready to tell Altus the truth. But when I arrived, he seemed to be in a bad mood. Hey, Altus, there's something I want to tell you. Wait, what's wrong, man?
Sorry, I just really hate werewolves. I would kill every single one of them if I got the chance.
Oh, yeah, they suck.
Anyway, what do you want to tell me?
Your hair looks nice today. Did you get a haircut? That was what I had to ask.
I did. Thanks for noticing. You really are a good friend, Max. You never keep secrets from me.
Yeah, no secrets here. I decided that I would tell him another time. To clear my head, that night I went to go work on the statue more. I managed to complete the body, but I was still feeling disheartened from earlier. I really hope one day I can share this with Altus too. On days 68 through 71, I stayed inside my hideout sulking. I was ashamed, and I didn't want Altus to see. Suddenly, a werewolf arrived at my hideout in a panic.
I'm a messenger from the alpha werewolf. The vampires are making their attack on Werewolf Haven.
I quickly followed the messenger. When we arrived, there was already an epic battle commencing. There were vampires and werewolves fighting everywhere, and neither side showed any signs of stopping. Here I come. I began to take out as many vampires as I could. They were tough, but I was tougher. Just as I thought I had turned the tide, Arius appeared.
Well, if it isn't Max.
How do you know my name?
Of course I know the name of the wolf who's been meddling with my brother. You'll pay for messing with my plans.
Altus has nothing to do with this. I tried to strike him, but he flew away as a bat before I got the chance. I returned to killing the vampire goons. After a fierce battle, we managed to win. What does Arius have planned for me? On days 72 through 74, I reported back to the alpha werewolf.
There were heavy casualties. Lots of good men lost. It appears the vampires have grown even stronger.
The alpha told me I would need to become stronger, but for my bravery, he gave me a moon charm upgrade. I consumed it, increasing my strength.
Please continue to help the werewolf's cause.
You can count on me, sir. After speaking with the alpha, I headed back to my hideout to work on the statue. I started the arms, which really made it start to take shape. Looking good. After that, I built another small room underground. While I did, I missed my buddy Altus. On days 75 through 78, a young witch ran by me. Surprisingly, she wasn't scared of me. Hey, where are you going?
The Halloween festival!
I was curious, so I decided to check it out. I arrived at a village, and it had been turned all spooky. Wicked! Villagers and people were wearing costumes and having a good time.
Can I just say, your costume is unbelievable.
My costume? Oh yeah, thanks.
So, do you cosplay?
I don't know what that is.
I have speed!
Everything was great in town until a pillager arrived.
All right, everyone. You know the drill. Fork over all the emeralds and candy you got.
You guys don't have to do that. Hey man, come on, get out of here.
Or what? You gonna bark at me?
I started fighting the pillager. I was a werewolf though, so he didn't really stand a chance.
Holy moly, you're strong! Ah!
With that pesky villager gone, the whole village celebrated.
Our hero!
Our savior! I have speed!
On days 79 through 82, I returned to the Hunter's Lodge as a human. There, I found a group of villagers looking a bit lost. What's going on here?
The werewolves destroyed our village, and we have nowhere to go.
Well, look no further. I got them all settled into the Hunter's Lodge, and they looked really happy. Man, that feels good. After the villagers were settled, I harvested some wheat and baked it into bread. We're gonna be feeding a lot more people starting today. Later in the day, Altus called me over to watch the sunset together.
Something big is coming. I can feel it.
Suddenly, a bat flew up to us and dropped a letter.
What the? Read this, Max.
He tossed it to me, and I started to read it. Hello, dear brother. I recently learned of the Alpha Werewolf's
hideout. Thought you'd want to know. Follow this map. Maybe then you can stop more bloodshed
by those filthy hounds.
We have to go, now.
Yeah, but would you grab some extra food and some arrows for the trip?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
As Altus walked into the lodge, I bolted. On days 83 through 85, I quickly returned to my werewolf form and set off to the Alpha. I had to warn him about the letter. Alpha, run quick! Altus knows where you are. His brother Arius told him. However, I was too late. Altus was already there, and the Alpha Werewolf was on the brink of death.
This is why I never trusted humans.
Altus shot his crossbow, and the Alpha Werewolf died. No!
The only person who knew about that letter was Max. Who are you?
I had backed myself into a corner. It was time to come clean. I transformed into my human form in front of Altus. I'm sorry for deceiving you.
To think you were a double agent this whole time.
No, it wasn't like that.
If I ever see you at the Hunter's Lodge again, I'm putting an arrow in between your eyes.
Altus stormed out, leaving me alone and ashamed. On days 86 through 89, I was sad, so I decided to return to the hideout and do a massive expansion. The rest of the pack was now compromised and needed a new place to stay. I built and built until my hands hurt. I wanted to get my mind off Altus and the Alpha's death. Once the expansion was complete, I got the rest of the pack settled inside.
Thank you, Max. Or should I say, Alpha.
Suddenly, I gained 5 hearts. Oh, thank you guys so much. With my mood lifted, I went to complete my werewolf statue, adding the head, the tail, and any other small details. With that, it's finally complete. I haven't given up on you yet, Altus. After I finished the statue, a bat flew by and dropped a letter for me. We've captured your friend.
Surrender your pack to the vampires, or else he will face the consequences.
Oh no! They have Altus! I have to save him! I followed the scent from the letter, leading me to a secret vampire base. I sprinted down a long staircase, where I found Altus trapped in a cage. There were vampires everywhere, including Arius.
So sorry to hear about your little friend. You can never truly know someone, can you?
Arius left, giving me the opportunity to jump in. I began to fight off all of the vampires, but they were really good at using their numbers to their advantage.
Go home. I don't need your help.
This is what partners do.
We're not partners. We're not anything. We're mortal enemies.
I continue to fight anyways, using my new strength as Alpha Werewolf to kill all the vampires. Once the battle was over, I quickly released Altus from the cage. Okay, so if we could just talk about this. Altus walked away, and I followed after him. On days 90 through 93, I continued to follow Altus back to the Hunter's Lodge. Please, Altus, just talk to me.
Okay. Let's talk.
Awesome! So again, I'm so sorry.
If you ever show your face here again, I'll put you down like the mangy mutt you are. Sound good?
Altus, please.
That's it.
Altus fired an arrow at me, causing me to transform into a werewolf. The fight was on. He used a combination of his crossbow and axe in battle. He was skilled with both of them. I did what I could without weapons, since I was much stronger than Altus.
You were my brother, Max. You were supposed to rid the world of werewolves, not join them.
The fight continued. He was a great fighter, but punch after punch, I could tell he was getting tired. Please, Altus, let's end this.
Never.
I hit him hard, and the fight was over. Look, Altus, you know what I am, but you also know who I am. I'll always be your partner, man. With that, I left the Hunter's Lodge. On days 94 through 98, I was feeling down about my fight with Altus. I want to make things right. Suddenly, I stumbled upon a group of villagers being attacked by zombies. I made quick work of them. They were nothing like the vampires from before.
Thank you so much for the help.
No problem, but things are getting dangerous out here. I know just the place for you guys to stay. I led the villagers back to the safest place I knew, the Hunter's Lodge.
This is wonderful. Please, take these and travel safely.
The villager gave me some splash bottles of holy water. Wow, thanks. After everyone was settled, I set off to prepare for the next battle ahead. Your reign is about to end, Arius! I started by going mining and found enough diamonds to craft a complete set of armor. I also wanted to make more specialized weapons to take down vampires, so I crafted a stake using 2 sticks and a block of wood. And with that, I was officially ready to make my attack. On day 99, I transformed into an alpha werewolf and set off to find Arius' base. I traveled for a while and eventually stumbled upon an area swarming with bats. This must mean I'm getting close. I continued onward until I finally reached Arius' manor. Whoa, living the high life, I see. I entered the manor and was immediately ambushed by a group of vampires. I tried to use my stake and holy water to fend them off, but there were too many. Is this the end? Suddenly, a pack of werewolves came to join the fight, accompanied by Altus. What are you doing here?
You were right, Max. I know who you are. You're my partner, and so I couldn't let you face Arius alone. I got your pack to come help too. Nice statue, by the way.
I'm so happy to see you again.
Now, go take down my brother.
Altus stayed to fight off the horde while I continued onwards towards Arius. I was happy to have him back as a friend. On day 100, I rushed into Arius' throne room to find him waiting for me.
Well, if it isn't the little mutt meddling with my affairs, I thought I'd taught you a lesson.
You failed. Altus and I are best friends, and always will be.
Aw, how cute. We'll see how far your friendship takes you once you're dead.
The battle began. I started off by trying to set things in my favor. I used both my speed and alpha strength to get a few good hits on Arius, but it was beginning to get tougher as each of his attacks drained my blood.
You're more bark than bite.
Suddenly, Arius switched his weapon, revealing a silver sword. Oh no. Each slash I took from the sword was insanely powerful, and he managed to get me down to 1 heart.
With one final blow from my blade, I will be able to spread vampirism to every last human, and nobody will be able to stop me.
Just as I thought it was over, Altus jumped in and attacked Arius. The battle was brutal, but Altus truly was skilled with his axe. He also had some holy water of his own to keep Arius at bay. After a fierce fight, Altus overpowered Arius.
To think you'd kill your own brother. I always thought I would go like this.
Max is a better brother than you'll ever be.
Altus made the final blow, killing Arius and saving everyone. Did you really mean what you said back there?
Of course, brother.
And just like that, the world was freed of Arius and the gang of vampires.